Something's up. It's too perfect. I don't work today, I did all my chores, and everything's been paid. Wait. Gasp! No. How the heck is it October already? How the hell haven't I uploaded in a month? You wanna know why it's been taking me so long to put out a new video? It's because of this! That overpriced used napkin is what's preventing me from uploading super consistently. But Dono, if you don't want the piece of paper, then why are— You misunderstand me. It's not that I don't want the piece of paper. I put way too much blood, sweat, and tears into it not to want it at this point. I just don't want to have to want that cursed gum wrapper. I've spent 16 years, more than half of my entire lifespan, in a classroom for the sake of that glorified CVS receipt. And now that I've been roped back into this PowerPoint-shaped hell, I've been reminded of what it takes to achieve this legendary shiny sticky note. Now, don't get me wrong, college is a ton of fun. Independence is fantastic, and getting to hang out with the homies all the time is legendary.
You didn't breathe.
But for f***'s sake, if I have one more walking bag of dust assigned us to read an article from the year after I was born, I'm going to grease the wheelchairs of every elderly home within a 5-mile radius. Now that I'm a senior, apparently that means I'm destined to deal with senior citizens for 3 to 6 hours a day. Salutations, young people! I'm majoring in screenwriting, so I guess writing a screenplay on a typewriter isn't too different from a laptop, but goddamn, I need some advice from someone who's been in the industry recently, not in 1960. Every professor I have this semester is either the inventor of the damned alphabet or has at one point in their life personally dapped up Jesus. I love old people. They're wise and usually have a pretty cool story or two to tell. But after watching my screenplay adaptation teacher call IT because they couldn't figure out how to put down an automatic projector screen, I feel like maybe we need some writers whose movies didn't cost a nickel to go and view. Aside from dealing with professors celebrating the 5,000th anniversary of when they invented parchment, I'm over here stapling my eyelids open in order to stay awake throughout my 3-hour-long classes. For whatever reason, some suit with a stick the size of a javelin up their ass decided to stick all of my classes at the weirdest times of day for unbelievably long stretches of time. I have a hard enough time watching popcorn in the microwave for 1 minute and 20 seconds. What the actual f makes you think I'll be able to stay engaged for the entire length of Avengers Endgame at 7 p.m. without seeing Spider-Man at least once? Aside from maybe the one cool professor I've gotten this semester, that half a bag of popcorn is the only reason I'm still alive. Now that I've moved out and no longer have access to my mom's 5-star cooking, I've been presented with 2 options. Option 1, risk burning the entirety of the dormitorium to the ground, or Option 2, brave the only eating establishment to ever get a C+ from the health inspector and get away with it. GMOs. GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, is my dorm's mess hall. And holy sh**, is that an apt description. Disclaimer, no one has ever died from eating at GMOs. Supposedly. The worst I've seen happen to someone is food poisoning. But the usual side effect usually consists of my roommate's immediate violation of the Geneva Convention in our bathroom. They have what one would assume to be a dream buffet type of deal. There's a breakfast bar, a salad bar, and even bars that hold back the inmates that they make their food for. There's even a guy whose entire job is to sit there and make burgers for you, which is pretty fancy, as long as you ignore the stale bun to the fact that he just wiped his nose with his spatula. For whatever reason, there's always pizza. Always. It could be 7 o'clock in the morning, rooster is crowing outside, and there it is, pepperoni, cheese, and pineapple with a hint of ham. I don't know who gets off to calling this Hawaiian, but they need to be arrested for robbing Dole PLC because there is no legal way to acquire this much fruit. The other food consists of whatever someone thinks would soil the panties of Michelle Obama. A typical GMO's trip for me at least looks something like this. Overcooked rice, undercooked pasta, chicken in an overly wet sauce, salad, worse suaboy, which I didn't even know was possible, and oatmeal raisin cookies. I'm an adult now, damn it! Let me dropkick my liver with 3 Pop-Tarts and a shot of vodka for breakfast in the morning if I want to. Thankfully, Iron Chef Mom taught me how to cook growing up. The aforementioned fire was just me being an idiot and leaving the stove on, melting my roommate's spatula. In my defense, it's an electric stove, which is something that I'm not used to. But thankfully, Mom's training has led me to not only not starve, but has also led to me baking a ton of brownies and banana bread for my roommates and even some of the people on my floor. Unfortunately for me though, the washers and dryers in my dorm don't accept banana bread. Only both kidneys and your firstborn child. Well, that or debit. We're college students. I have maybe half a penny and a used napkin in my bank account. So why the hell does it cost $8 per machine to do laundry? There's gotta be a better way to spend that money. Oh, would you look at that? If you like what I do and you want to support me in the channel in exchange for some cool rewards and behind the scenes content, consider supporting me on Patreon. But if you can't or don't want to, honestly valid. I appreciate you watching regardless. Anyways, you guys should know by now that there's no way on this godforsaken rock that I'm gonna go out like that. You see, while the cold-hearted machines might not take delicious homemade banana bread, my old roommate, who happens to live nearby, thankfully does. In exchange for letting me do my laundry at their place, I make them a fresh loaf around every other week. Suck my— Hold it! Thank you so much for being patient with me in terms of content. I promise I'm not dead. Also, I've gotten a few comments about people wanting to submit fan art, which blows my mind. Thank you so much. So I went ahead and started a Discord server. Even if you don't want to submit artwork and you just want to talk trash, go ahead and join it. Any artwork that I receive is going to be put at the end of the next video, so yeah, thanks in advance.